Guys, this is a really long time ago. Guiding Light podcast goes on, and here's episode 3 with the amazing Lice Kiefer. And I hope I say the name right. She was all the
Yeah.
years a big sister for me in the Guiding Light, just like Marla. And so nice to see you, Liz. How you doing and how you feel? Tell me.
Oh, thank you, Ollie. I'm so happy to be here. Um, it's wonderful. Great, great to talk. I know what a big fan you've been, Guiding Light. I sent the most beautiful, supportive letters that really they have touched my heart.
Oh,
So we're together, and we both have a deep love for Guiding Light,
yeah,
and for
definitely. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And
yeah.
guys, this is for Jerry. Jerry, that's for you.
This is for Jerry.
Yeah,
That.
definitely, definitely. So tell me, thank you that you say about the letter. This really touched me. Thank you. It was so always my pleasure. And that is for me. Before I started, what I say to you, when you sent me that back, or Tina or Denise, that you were a guest before, and they say the same thing, but on a different thing, and that's for me a sign. Oh, I write good, and say the right
Yeah.
words and things and
Oh,
stuff.
well,
You know.
very
That,
touching.
thank you. Let me know. How became you an actress? Was this your first wish ever to make this job, or have you another wish before you become an actress?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just a natural development. Um, I found theater and singing. Like, first I found stage. Or, like, when I was 12, 13.
Mm-hmm.
And I had, I think, honestly, I've been thinking about this, and it was a way to express myself that was I had permission to express myself in ways that maybe I wouldn't necessarily be allowed to in real life, because I was definitely had a pretty strict upbringing, but
Yeah.
with a strict father with strict rules and kind of be a good girl and everything, and there was a sense of don't rock the boat, don't show a lot of strong passion in the household, because of just my situation growing up. And when I discovered stage where I could be all these things, and it was permissible. So that just became something that helped me evolve as a person. And
Mm-hmm.
it was just a natural, because I grew up in California and I was already in Los Angeles, and it was around me. It was not like I had to travel across the country to have the doors opened for me. I was
Mm-hmm.
able to I was able to find agents very easily early on through, I did commercials, and so it kind of found me, honestly.
Okay, that found you actually. Okay.
It, yeah,
Okay.
found me. I didn't. I just said, yeah. I just kept saying yes. The opportunity would come my way, and I had doing stage, and these opportunities would come my way for audition, or like a couple big jobs. I have instead of
Yeah,
when I was
yeah.
in, and they loved my energy, and I didn't really even know what I was doing. I was just coming from doing all this musical theater and stage and everything. I
I
hadn't
get
even
it.
gotten
Yeah.
act yet, and so your energy. But I definitely had doors that were opened at an early age, so
Mm-hmm.
I just kept walking through them.
And you say before you was a Guiding Light fan before you joined the show. Would you say?
Totally.
Would you before you say about a fan thing? Would you say as fan inspire you to become an actress?
Oh, that's I would say that. I would say that. I have. I think it's the first time, and because I started watching it, it's a very funny story. I started watching it by accident. Actually, I was
Ah.
a friend of mine went off to New York to be a big actor. A friend that was older than me in high school, and she got a job on a soap in New York, and I was looking for her. I was taking my afternoons and my summertime, when I was an early teen, looking for her, and I thought she was on Guiding Light. She wasn't. She actually was on Another World. But I started watching Guiding Light, looking for her, and I got hooked. And it's the first time that I just remember Maeve Kincaid, like
Maeve
her
is beautiful.
eyes,
Oh, it's beautiful.
and
Yeah.
and Ross and Vanessa, and then
Oh
of
yeah.
course I was tortured by Morgan and Ellie, because I felt very in tune with the Morgan character. I just was like, oh. So first time I was pulled in, and the actors were so cool, and they were of so many different generations and so many different, just the soul that came out of their eye. I think Guiding Light always had very soulful actors.
Yeah.
And they all looked
Absolutely.
different. They all sounded different. They weren't cookie cutter,
Yeah.
they weren't all blonde people. And I really, it spoke to me. So yeah, I have to say that was always something that I looked at and I said, oh, well, I would give anything to be on a show like this.
Wow.
It was beautiful.
Wow,
Yeah.
it was a great story. Thank you for sharing that. It's amazing, really. Many of you say the right thing. You all put not your soul, heart, body, all of this. You are these roles, these characters. You're not playing them. You are the character. Would you say that?
Oh, well, definitely when you play a role this long, that long, Blake is different from Liz, but my soul is in Blake for sure.
Yeah. You have the core from Blake, of course.
Yeah.
You have, definitely.
For all the energetic, this I'm gonna say soul, heart and soul, definitely is Blake.
Wow. That Tina told me that before, and Denise also, and they say, yeah, well, we are the characters, we are these roles, and I say that's amazing, and you
They, after a long period of time, they really did, because in the beginning it was a little more separate, but they eventually they started writing for Liz and all my qualities, and that became Blake. And absolutely, there's definitely long term. It's true, because Tina, absolutely,
she's amazing.
She was so Tina.
Oh yeah, absolutely. She's beautiful, really, and she made
is.
so great videos with aging tips. I loved everyone what she posted on Instagram. She posts some aging tips, for aging.
Yeah.
That's
Well, I know. She's always been that way. She's been a mentor, and she's been very helpful, and she always shares. She's so generous.
Yeah.
So she shares her wisdom and her experience, and that's what made Guiding Light. All the women were like that.
Yeah.
Very, very helpful to others. It was. I felt very supported, so I was very appreciative.
Tina said to me when I made the interview with her, she said to me, "It's so nice of you that you asked this question, Ollie. Thank you." And I say to her, "It's only the question that I never hear, and so thank to you that you answer me that." So it's a beautiful, a beautiful compliment. That is for me really when that's someone say to me that I say, "Wow, I do the right thing," and that's beautiful. And we talked before about Ross and Carrie, you remember? And that was, you love my big sister, that stays, and you're perfect for Ross and Jerry too. But Carrie and Ross, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. What a huge storyline. you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so she play this character so I don't know what I describe it. It was exhausting. It was astonishing, you know, because she
Right.
was sick and have a two personality, and
Yeah.
you know. How you watched it too? How was it for you to see the storyline back then? What do you remember on the storyline?
Yeah, exhausting is a good word. I do remember it. I was intrigued by it. I think I've always loved this about Ross, that his ability, like he started out as kind of a bad guy. He started out working for Roger, right?
Yeah.
So I've always loved his ability to be. I mean, he can be in any storyline, and I believe him no matter what. But I always wanted good things to happen for him. So whenever he was in distress or at the, when she was going crazy and everything, I just always wanted good things to happen for him because he always had this. That's what Blake was so I really liked with Blake and Ross. Like, they pulled the goodness out of each other.
Yeah.
And yeah. I mean, at the time when I watched that, I never envisioned myself being his next one.
Yeah, for so long, yeah. For so long, his wife, by the way. Before we talk, did you join the cast? How many remember you on Bert Bauer, on Charita Bauer? What's this your memory on this mother of guiding light? Tell me.
Yeah, that's just warmth and nurturing and no nonsense wisdom. That's what I love her. Just no nonsense, honesty, and you need that. You needed that generational wisdom, and you could go to her and get the truth. I really appreciated that.
I can tell you the truth. She was my mother, and I say my foster mother. This my real mother, and you're my foster mother. And she says it's okay. And no, not as I say, not serious, please. There's my real mother, and you're my foster mother. So it was so. Bert was my mother. She.
What did she teach you?
To be happy, enjoy life.
To be happy.
Don't regret everything. When you remember when she came out of the surgery, when you lost her leg, and she said to her son, I hope I said it right, it's a long time ago and I hear it in English, but please son, do not regret what I lost. So I'm so thankful that I'm alive, because I am.
Oh.
And that was, for me, the best scene Guiding Light ever, because that she talked about the real life. This was not a soap opera in this moment. This was the real life.
Right.
But she lost her leg in her real life. And that teaches me and to be warm, to be kind, to be a friend. So she teach me really natural things and the simple things. And I believe that was the best thing. And when she died, and she died 1 year later in a show, I remember, and Jerry speak on the end a tribute for her. And when she was off the show and she was gone, I say, wow, you lost your mother. Really, you lost your mother. And I have so many pictures from her. It's not so many to get you on the internet or something, but I look her every day and I say thank you.
Oh.
Really,
That's beautiful.
Yeah, when I needed to, and when I feel me sad or I hear something, and I open a photo and say, only thank you, mother, thank you. Just help me, and
you can call on. You can call on her and her come through and be with you and help you. I mean, I believe that.
Yeah,
I believe.
definitely that I believe too, and I believe really all the people there over there or wherever they help us from wherever they are, you know.
This light, they're in it, and now they're ancestors that can be called upon. Listen, I call
Definitely,
upon Jim quite a
def-
bit.
definitely. Um, when you became this role, what was your first reaction about it? Tell me, when you became your role in Getting Love, what was your first reaction about it? Say, "Oh my God, I get it," or something like that.
Well, it's interesting because the, my first screen test was for the role of Eve,
Oh,
and
Eve. Oh,
yeah,
goodness.
screen tested for Eve, and I knew it was. I'm not really right for this, and I was pretty sassy, and I was pretty strong, and even the director said, she's a little. Are you sure you want to play it this way? And I just come off of General Hospital where I played a nun, and I felt so drained. I have to be this ingenue, and I was like, I don't do that well. I really need to have my humor, and I need to have a stronger. If I'm going to play a long-term role, I need to have more of me in it. And so I didn't get the role of Eve, but I knew on the show. I absolutely knew it. I just didn't know what. And then 2 weeks later, they came back and they said, okay, we now want you to come and retest for the role of Blake. And that's when Sherry had decided to leave. And I was like, oh, okay, I got this. And I went out, screen tested, just me, screen test. First person to screen with Sherry. And I was really nervous, but it was like, oh, I can work with this man. I know this man. I can do it. And then they were a little afraid to because I didn't look like Cher. And they were like, and they went off, from what I hear, they went and auditioned practically every female in the United States for this. Like they being tested a boatload of people. And they finally came back to. I remember Bill Jerry said, "What do you think?" And he's like, "Well, if you want to cast the character of Jerry Stringfield, then I don't know. You're going to have to keep looking. But if you really want Blake, then it's Liz." And
Wow.
and so I knew I was going to get it. I was like, "You can screen test all the people you want." You go, have at it. Come back to me when, I can sign the dotted line. Because I know I'm going to play. And so there was a deep knowingness. Like, no, somebody's going to play it, it's going to be me. And,
Wow.
yeah, so it was a sense of like, there was this divine contract that said, yes.
Wow.
Yes. Now,
yeah. The role finds you. Obviously,
yeah.
what you say before.
Yeah. Wrong for Eve. I would and to play against Vincent, and we would have been fine, but it would not have been it wouldn't have been when it was Jerry. I was like, no. We're supposed to be partners here. So yeah.
Wow. What a luck you have. What a lucky person you back then. Wow. I mean, you was freaking out and I say, yeah, I'm a guiding light, something like that. Or?
Well, I freaked out. Really when I freaked out was the first time I went to visit and they were showing me around and I went into the makeup room and Maeve Kincaid and Maureen Garrett were sitting next to each in the chairs getting their hair done. I think, who knows, the makeup, and each getting in the makeup room, and I panicked. I went, oh my God, and I couldn't be. could barely walk into the room. I think I turned around and left. Had to gather myself.
Ah,
It was intimidating.
that's so wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. How you remember your first day on set? What's your first memory on? Was you have you fear or was you happy, lucky, nervous, something like that when you shoot for the first time?
I'm nervous.
Okay.
Because I was still like worried that how long would it take before I was accepted. I still knew like, okay, we're walking on fuzzy territory here because they're so good, so popular. This is going to be hard. And I remember the first day. Oops, hold on. There's a bumblebee.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm moving. There's literally a bumblebee that just showed
Oh
up in
God,
my
yeah.
office. I came in. I'm wondering what that is. That a sign? Is that Jerry?
Yeah.
I just moved through. So what was I saying? What was I saying? I was saying.
You're nervous.
first day.
You're nervous. Nervous. Yeah.
Lurked. I lurked. I don't think I even. I think I was just lurking in the ivy outside of Ross's carriage house, and I remember that being so nerve-wracking because there were no lines. I couldn't talk to anybody. I was just lurking, and you were going to see that Blake showing up. And although it was very wise and smart just to have a little bit of me to let the audience know there's a new person, and then they had the role of Blake Marler is now being played by Elizabeth Kiefer, which that was great actually when I heard that the first time.
A very proud moment for you, for sure.
Yeah. Jerry was so good and helpful to
get you in this role.
Yeah, and just also he's a very safe person to be around. He's very non-judgmental and compassionate. He holds beautiful space for everyone. I mean, he treats everyone really well with a lot of respect. So I think that's why people loved acting with him, because he never competes or anything. He's just there to play and helps you open. He was a lot of fun to work with.
I heard it before. He was I heard it before. He was a nice person to play. Everyone say the same. Jerry is a wonderful player.
Oh, he's so generous with his time and his energy, and he knows his stuff. I mean, we were always prepared. We used to rehearse like crazy in the dressing room. We didn't like going up and being. It's really uncomfortable when you get on set and you're searching for lines. That's no fun, because then you're not really in the scene and listening. You're busy searching for lines, and there's more of a self-consciousness. So we made sure that we really knew our scenes. So when we got to set, we could just start playing.
Wow. And I believe the one thing that helped you all guys was you guys was a family, not on only behind the camera. So you was all the time. The cast was a family. Everyone told me that.
Yeah, very supportive cast. Very, I mean, we still are. I can go to, I can reach out to all of them, and it's still family. Yeah.
Yeah, and that is a really good thing. After so long, you have a second family. That is so really precious gift. When you ask me,
it's a very precious gift. Not all sets are like that. Not all shows are like that. This was, just so special. So, that's the one, and the crew too. Not only the cast.
Tina said that you the crew, and so it was amazing too. And she say, I see these guys more as my own family every day. So you say, that.
You would spend more time with them.
Yeah.
The camera operators and the boom, the sound, and I mean, I keep saying cameramen. They were mostly men. There was Judy was our big camera person. I just love Judy. I'm kind of hoping it's gotten a little bit more evened out now. But you know, but really, like they were all my brothers.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That I have
really
the feeling too. Yeah.
You know, whenever I would have friends that were vulnerable and, you know, I felt them wanting to protect me and try to make it so it's a safe environment, you know, very, very good.
And you support each other, every one of you, I believe.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes, absolutely. Definitely.
When you start your role as Blake Marler, had you the chance to create the character by yourself, or was only the writers to create your character at a time and time?
It was a co-creation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but when I first started, it was absolutely 100%. I walked into the Blake that they need me to be Blake. In fact, they tried so hard to make me as close to Sherry and Sherry's Blake. I remember I sent me Sherry's hair, and because they wanted me to dye my hair her color, like the brunette or whatever, and cut they wanted to chemically straighten it, so it had that look, and the hairdresser refused, and he said, this is not your color. I won't do this. He's like, no, you have red tones, and you know. And the thing is much more like Holly, just to be more of a redhead. But
yeah.
And they straightened my hair just with they did chemically straighten the front of it a long time for it grow out. But I remember they would blow dry it straight all the time and everything. And I this is a story, but I remember when Holly throws Blake into the fountain, my hair dried on camera, and it dried curly because I have naturally curly hair. So then it established that Blake can have curly hair. So it's that kind of thing. I went in giving them exactly the Blake that they're writing, and then slowly they started writing for the qualities that I brought to the table. Like there was all this comedy that started happening. Very nice, really go there. And they were like, they like this. So they started, Blake and Ross kind of could have that side to them. So that was something that they started writing for me.
Wow, it's amazing. Wow, that is good that you can help create the character for you. That's amazing.
Well, it's wonderful. I mean, for a long-running role, it's important that the writers are able to, you know, if you show it to them and they like it, they're going to do it for you. So that was the kind of your responsibility, was to bring it to the table, show them what you can do, and then they pick up on it and go, we can use this. And then you start, it's a dance. You start working together.
Wow. It's really, wow. What a huge memory and huge story when you ask me. Wow. You played many storylines over the years. Was you ever okay with your storyline you play, or is there something what you regret from your storyline that you play? Was all good, or was a bad thing during something storyline? Would you say, that's not my thing, or so? Or...
Yeah, you know, I have to tell you, when they did the storyline with Ben,
yeah.
First of all, I was pregnant in real life, so.
Oh, you was pregnant. Oh, whoa. Yeah.
When
Wow.
I first with Bella, they hid that. It was because it's so funny, because I had just come off the storyline, Blake pregnant for 9 months with a twin, right, by two different fathers. And then I got pregnant in real life, and they hid it. So it was very difficult to play these scenes of where I'm supposed to just out of nowhere have this upset Ben and ready to, you know, go wild and go off with him. When myself, I was dealing with different, like completely different hormones happening in my body. My body was now making a child, you know. So that one, and I didn't understand why I was suddenly attracted to. They didn't give me a grade. They just said, we need you. You just are. I'm like, but I needed some sense of why Blake and Ross were splitting apart. You know, something needed to have happened, so Blake would suddenly be vulnerable to Ben, and they didn't. So that's the only time that I had problems with soap operas, when storylines just showed up and they were a little contrived. They showed up without any reason.
Yeah.
And it didn't make sense.
Yeah. That's true.
So that probably was my most difficult one. You know, but listen, this is kind of what we had to do. I mean, I remember when Holly had to go through the storyline where she kidnapped all the children, and when, you know.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, they were worse. You know, I love really the character from Claire Ramsey, but not I really understand what she wants in this show or what she is in this show, because she first met the Bauer, then with another guy, and I don't know. That was so weird. She was first a really strong person with a huge storyline, and then she lost her memory, and then she go away from Springfield, left Michelle by the Bowers, and I say, what is that? You can not make a strong person so little, you know. It's crazy, but it was fun, and actually she had a great German voice, by the way. That was it. And that was the one of the storyline that I didn't really understand, you know, but so many of them. But we started, you know, so long time ago, with almost 1 year before the 80s came in the Guiding Light here. And then we start with the episodes with Amanda, and when Roger came back and have a surgery from the face, and it was the beginning here. You know, when I watched it for the first time, I was immediately in this world, and as say to me, "There's my family. You are my family," and for over decades. And that is the gift what I appreciate today. I have a second family for so long on screen for decades. And that is what I really appreciate, Les. And thank you to you too, to my big sister.
Oh, thank you, Ollie. I'm so glad. And you know, your family too, because all the, you know, I know that it's the fans that really love this show and resonate with it. It's like, it feels like family. So that's very beautiful, and I'm really glad that you know, you received all of this.
You helped me in very dark days of my life, and that is really so. You know, 2004, my wife had with her unborn kids you know, she died in a really bad thing in us out there, and
I'm so sorry.
Thank you. I never get over with it, but when I had none of you guys, I wouldn't have survived this. You know, you guys give me all the power to move on. And it's horrible. It was horrible for me. And you obviously see I'm crying. That was when without you guys, I would never say. I would never be here today. You know, and that is the truth. And I'm thankful to all of you, and you, Jerry, Tina, and all memories. You know, so there was a really darkest day in my life. You know,
I hear you.
And
I hear you.
And
I'm
imagine
so
this.
glad
And imagine this we had only a half year to live together. Only a half year. Imagine that. When we found us again, and we came together, and you became my fiance, we have only 6 months to live before she passed away. Only 6 months.
Oh, so sorry.
Yeah,
Wow.
this really hard, and since
And it
she,
was 2004.
yeah, this was the kids
9
was
years ago.
unborn, and that was horrible too. And after that night, my whole world is explode. My all something is broken in me, and I have nightmares since that, and even flashbacks. And that is so. I suffer on that. I must live with that. That is so. I cannot change it, but I can handle it to live. But it is horrible, and to lose her and the child. So I cannot describe it in some words. And with all of you guys would never be the same. You give me some light and warm of the feeling, and you hold me actually. When I watched the show and I was on the floor, and I always imagine you hug me and I say it's all good, man. It's come all things to good. Believe on it, and obviously I believe on it. So
Yeah.
yeah, this is. I want to share you with this. This is the truth. I must say that because of you in my life today, all of you, and so yeah,
Oh, Ollie, I can't even express. I thank you for sharing that.
of course,
I'm so sorry for your suffering. Can't even imagine. So, but I'm here. We're with you,
and
and
that
I'm
is
so glad you're with us.
yeah, and Jerry is with us
Yeah,
too. And then that
Jerry's
moment,
with you.
in that moment, especially. Um, I must think. So give me a sec. um, give me a sec. Just to
It's a,
just drink to first. Um, yeah, and then you all was famous actors and actress, of course. How you remember when Michael Saslow is no more? What is you feeling about that time?
yeah,
Because
that's very sad.
he's so famous all over the world as Roger, you know.
Yeah, no, iconic. Um, that was also sad how they handled that, um, because that was tragic, and and that was really hard for him. He was such a strong leading character, and I remember when he first started having signs of he knew something was wrong, something was off, and he was scared,
Hmm.
and I saw his vulnerability, and but wow, he really managed to be brave and courageous, even though he was scared, and it's such a shame that Guiding Light didn't just hold him, and give him space to play that out
Yeah.
in a home, you know. But I did see him. I remember seeing him towards the end, and he was so great. I mean, he couldn't speak at that point. He was using that machine that could
Yeah. Yeah.
where he could type.
Yeah.
But and he was happy for me, for my kids. I'd had both kids. He wanted to know how they were doing. He saw me through many stages of my life. Um, you know, so yeah, tragic. That was
Yeah.
just tragic.
Tina say this was for all the surprise for you guys that that's so quickly, so fast this happened. Tina said it to me that this happened.
Yeah, it did. The symptoms from the time he was diagnosed to when he passed, it really was quick. It
Mm.
was quick. Um, because that normally could be something that lingers for many, 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 many years. And but in a way, it was meant to be. I mean, for him, I'm happy that he didn't suffer for too long. But it went fast.
Yeah, yeah.
Variation, yeah.
That is like that, you don't talk about when you're sick, I say you make your job and you don't talk about that you're so sick, And the same thing with Beverly McKenzie. Tina say to me, she not really talk about she's sick, She play, she made her job and came to us, and she never talk about that. And I believe, I can imagine then when you came with when it became so much sickness of you, you have not the courage or something to tell everyone, it's just really hard, and that is really, for me was this 2 years later, because I watched 3 years later when the German episodes here end the US episode, I have a time difference between them, and I remember when I hear Roger is no more, and even then today I saw on that day an episode with him, and then my friend from the USA typed me with an SMS, I believe, from the normal thing there, no WhatsApp at that time, and say Roger is no more. What? That cannot be happen. Yeah, it is. He's no more. And I say, no, it's such a great actor and person, I believe. I never met him, but I think he was a great person at all. And my Tina say that to me, he was a great person.
Yeah. He was, absolutely. Yeah, it's hard to imagine. You just can't believe that somebody so strong and important and big and vibrant, would not be here. Yeah, I mean, it's like Jerry. I just
yeah. When you played it all the long time ago, how was it for you? Have you every day the feeling, yeah, I get this, or have you someday what you say, I'm not good acting in that day or something? Have you some these days?
Oh, sure. On and off. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there'll be some days where I mean, I always loved the stuff I did with Jerry. That felt always very grounded. I always loved it. But there were some times where it was it's about storyline. When the storyline wasn't something real to play, and it was very contrived, and you knew you were just you were just trying to give an exposition or being used for another storyline, and it really didn't make sense. Those were the harder days to get in there and make it good. And sometimes, yeah.
And how was it for you to, later years, Riva came back, Kim came back on the show. How was it for you to play with this famous character? She is the famous character of the show,
Well, the thing is, Kim is so real, and she's just a wonderful person. So she's fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's not. I mean, she can be intimidating because of her. She's so strong, and she's a force of nature. But she's not intimidating as because she's the big, famous character. She came in and she's doing her job. And she's telling the story, and our job is to tell the story. So, yeah, we didn't feel that. I don't think anybody went, "Oh wow, Riva." It was just, no, it's Kim in here, and he's fun to play with,
Yeah.
So.
I heard from Tina, for all you guys, was this crazy to play the clone storyline. That was all crazy for you to play.
I mean, this is where I have so much admiration for Kim. She just committed to that, and she was great. And I mean, how many people could have pulled that off? I mean,
Yeah.
she made that happen. So yeah, Kim. Oh my God, what the Amish? She's Amish. She's clone. I love it. She's had adventure.
But when you ask me, it was a great move that she go out on a show like that, and she came such a great reintroducing from her character.
Yeah.
I not forget the scene when she go off the show. Reva,
Yeah.
no! Oh God,
Yeah.
I remember. I was sitting here on my TV back then. Oh God, Reva is no more. And I never expect she came back, and I think she's off the show. I think she's gone, and
Right.
and then when Alan, the second Alan, by the way, Ron Reigns, when he in this town, Gosh, or something
Yeah.
like that calls, and
Ocean.
he take this head from Reva's head back, and he say, I want to see them myself, and then she was back, Reva was back, and oh my God, and then I remember so clear on the scene in this little town. Go off! I'm not Reva. I'm not this person anymore. And she won't go on with him, with other. And then she heard Robert and Louis and to married another person, and she say, "Oh, I have children. I must go there." And the moment when Josh came to Reva on the plane level, and he touched her really so like that, it's really you. Yeah, but it's me. Oh my God, my heart was still beating. Stop, Oh my God, I never expected that the producer made some great story about it, And I'm gonna come to your character. First of all, you was very kind, warm, lovely, but strict sometime, and a very generous person. And you have your rules, and what you want, that you get it. And
Yeah.
you gave me all the time the feeling, every day is a new day, and joy Ollie. And that say that to me all the time. That's everyone, and everyone have a new day, so enjoy the next day and go on. And that is this message what you transfer me all the time with your character. So thank you so much.
Oh wow! Thank you for saying that, and I love that.
Yeah.
Every day is a day. Enjoy it.
Yeah. Because Blake lived like
Yeah.
that. She lived this day and next day is another day, so I can enjoy the next
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah. She keeps making mistakes, but she keeps going.
yeah,
Yes,
something like that. Yeah.
absolutely. No, that's beautiful. I love that.
And
Thank you.
you're welcome, so welcome, anytime for my big sister. um, yeah, you are my big sister all the time. That is so, and still
yeah.
today. Yeah. You have some marriage on your storyline and so much things to do. What is the best thing that you remember on your role? What's the best story for your role? What you remember? Or best marriage? What do you say was the best thing what you play with this character?
It's absolutely the story with Ross, but honestly, I think one of my favorite storylines was with the years that we spent with Ross, Rick, and Blake with hiding the twins, and that loves that was quintessential Blake and Ross, where she thought he was having an affair with Amanda, and so she goes and gets drunk and spends the night with Rick, and then he comes back the next day, and she's like, "Oh no, okay, I'm here." So of course he's in a predicament. I mean, Blake kept getting. That year was so classic and so brilliant. And because, Michael O'Leary was so perfect, and I loved our chemistry together. I'm trying to swat him away, and Jerry just played it so beautifully. And even when he had to pretend he didn't see any of it, he had to be so oblivious. We used to say, "Spin the beanie." You have those little hats with the little beanie on it. It was like that's what you had to wear. That's like, spin the beanie. Just pretend you don't know, that you don't see anything.
Yeah.
But then when he found out, and it was so devastating, and so I love that. That's my favorite, where we wove drama and comedy and love and betrayal and passion all together. I mean that, and we really did weave a beautiful fabric there.
When the time comes and Jerry leave, I will say, really bad leaving this show is all what's happened. What does he remember on this time when he left, and the producer kicked him out?
I was devastated.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know he was going to leave. He kind of kept it from me. I mean, I knew that he was plotting.
Oh, you didn't know it? You didn't know it? He not tell you? Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
No. He told me the night before. He called me right before he called the producers to say that he was starting on One Life to Live the next day. Like, he waited until... But a lot of that, I think, was just to protect me from knowing things that... Because he was keeping it from... He was going off contract. So he was like, I'm not going to stay here. And One Life to Live totally wanted him. So he just timed it with when his contract was up. He went right over there. So that was hard, really hard.
Yeah. I read that Jerry won't ask for more money for his role, and then they were not given it. That was what was the first thing I read. Is this true? Jerry won't. No.
No, I don't know the specifics. I mean, what was happening was they were taking all the veteran people. Yeah, they were kind of cutting their salary, or they were taking them off. They were, if they kept you under contract, you had to cut your salary. It was like, or you just went off contract, and either one was unacceptable to him. So I don't know which. Honestly, I don't know.
But I remember he say 1 year later, after he left the show, in an interview, he's saying in this interview, the people knew that I'm a famous character and I'm so important for the series, and I asked for more money and they kicked me off, and that's not fair. And that was what I saw from him. And I say, yeah, it's not true. And of course, that hurt him very deeply much, that he is go off and the role is no more, and that is horrible.
Yeah, it was not a good ending. It was not, for sure.
I can even imagine how is it feel to lose a role over so long decade. I don't know what is feel.
Deep angry.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Angry and deep hurtly, I believe.
Yeah.
Because you cannot recast his role. Does not happen.
No.
He is Ross. That is so. And every fan tell me Jerry is Ross and Ross is Jerry. That it's so.
Yeah.
And it is so horrible for me. And when I hear that, and the first time it was 2 years before this show ends, I read this first, and I say to me, wow, what is happening with these guys to kicking off such a great, important, famous character for a million people over the world? I don't really understand it. Yeah, money rules the world, obviously. Yeah, and when comes the show to an end, who called you and told you the show is going to end in 2009?
Honestly, the very first call I got was from the makeup artist Helen, who was a very good friend of mine. She warned me. I remember I was driving, and she said, "What are you doing right now?" And I said, "I'm driving to the store." And she said, "Can you pull over? I need to talk to you." And I thought that I had no idea. And I pulled over into a parking lot, and she said, I have to tell you, we've just been told that the show's been canceled."
Oh my God.
And I'm like, "Oh," and she's like, "Yeah, they're gonna call you and get you. We're on for until September, so there would be 6 more months of shooting, but that it was canceled, officially canceled." And so I got the heads up from her, and then I got a call later that night from an exec at CBS who called and personally told me what was happening, and it was.
What were you
upsetting.
feeling? What were you feeling? What were your first feeling about it when you hear? What you feel for the first time when you hear the show is off?
Oh, I was just so upset. It was disappointing and it was upsetting because I had finally found my way back to being in a storyline that, because I was lost for a while when Jerry left, and I was sort of at sea, and they didn't know what to do with me. And it finally come back to full circle where, oh, wait a second, I'm back in the mainstream, I'm back in, and they were going to bring Amanda back. There was going to be a whole story. And so it was like, really? I mean, all right, I guess this was not meant to be. I had, I thought Guiding Light was going to be around for a while.
Yeah, me too.
So I had to surrender to it. And so it just made me appreciate the 6 months that we had. I was very present for that.
Yeah.
I was very appreciative.
Yeah. Before I spoke about the end, I missed that question actually, by the way. When Jerry was gone, how hard was it for you to play without him and to play a storyline that he's no more?
Yeah, it was like a part of me was missing.
Wow. Yeah, I understand what you feel. But for me, I lost a big brother, and a man that told me, go on the right way, Ollie, not on the bad side of life. Yeah, and he's dead for. He was a lawyer in this show for over so long, decades, and he held many characters. And you have right, he came first in the show. He was a bad guy for Roger, and then he turned to the good side. Yeah, I really forget that it's a long time ago when I saw it. But you're right, that's true. When I saw the first episode without Jerry and you, I say, wow, no, that is not right. There's missing someone, hard. And really, it's really not believe it for me, and so I was really shocked, And then I stopped the VHS tapes, and believe me or not, I watched Guiding Light not further after 3 months. I wait 3 months. I needed time, to progress the loss that I have, Yeah.
There's grief.
Yeah, grief too. Yeah, you have right. Yeah, you have right. That's true. And then I watch later, continue, and say, okay.
The whole thing now.
Yeah, I don't know. I cannot really remember what I feel, but what I remember was, no, there's not Guiding Light anymore. Sorry when I say that, but it was for me.
No, it really went into something else. At the end, it was a different kind of show. I mean, that was the attempt to try to transform it into something that would be new, that would be more affordable. But it wasn't Guiding Light anymore.
Nee.
It wasn't. So,
yeah. When Jerry.
So it was.
Yeah.
Not. it was a little easier to let it go because it really had become something that wasn't,
Mm.
what it was at its heart and soul.
Mm.
Yeah.
And when really came the last shooting day from the show, what's your feeling?
Oh, just bittersweet. I loved all these people, but bittersweet. And we did it. I was a little in denial. I was like, I can't believe that this would be the last day. And I kind of left like quiet. I was quiet.
Mm. Yeah, Crystal said to me that what you all were shocked when the producer say cut and it was the finished scene. You all shocked. You're all
Yeah,
shocked.
yes.
This was really
Yeah.
the last day, and I saw then a little interview, and I saw some scenes that you guys hug each other, and I remember what
Yeah.
Kim saying when you say on that house and she was so, and you say, "Guy, like thank you, you gave me the best years of my life." Also, and
Yeah.
I remember that. God, this was so nice from her. And wow, I say Tina that too. It was a blast, and that was cool. And the last episode for me, that's not what the way the show had ended, but it was warm, hugging feeling episode. This was just all you meeting guys each other. Something came back,
Yeah.
and and then they two with the kid, Josh and Reba, go off, and
Yeah.
then in the end, okay, it's the end. But for me, I tell you, my imagine of the last episode from this world. My imagine is from when Guiding at the end, you're all gone. That it's some earthquake or something. This was a worthy ending to tribute to all what you did for the show, and was a worthy ending in my opinion. But I can live with that ending. But I really have all the time the song in my ear, Together from Michelle Branch. This the final song when the final scenes came and Michelle Branch sing together, and I have really even today I have the song in my ear, and it was a really hard day for me. I watched 2 years later this episode from the show was ended. Oh my God, and
Yeah.
I lost you all, and this was a very sad day for me. And even today, I miss you all. Really, I miss you all of you, Josh
I'm
and
glad to
Reba.
see. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have one question before you have you two. There's one question to have you. One
Okay.
left.
I actually this appointment I have to get to.
Okay, I will quick this. I will quick this for you. When you lost your role and your character, how long you missed this? How long was that you missed your character you playing?
Oh yeah, that next couple of years. I was very much grieving, still like kind of lost. Like I can't believe I'm not doing this role anymore, and it was hard to focus on other things because it was like if I moved on, I'd have to let go of Blake, but I did a lot of theater, and I did a lot of I got into coaching and helping other people and helping other actors, and that was very helpful because that was always something that Jerry taught me. Like, go look for he was like Mr. Rogers, look for the helpers. Like that's how you move through grief. Is you help others, and it does it helps you to move forward. So, but I definitely had a couple of years where it was.
Did you miss Blake? Very much.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we came to you. You came ask 2 questions about 10 years about my podcast.
Oh yes, I really want to know. Like, what was it like for 10 years of your podcast?
It feels great. It feels the same. I have fun. all the time, still time. And I cannot believe it that can talk to you or Tina or something German stars here, our voice actors or book writers. This is an honor to do this. I made this with no commercial stuff. It's just for entertainment for the people. And yeah, I feel me good. I cannot believe it that I made this for over 10 years and I have still fun, you know. Cool.
What's your biggest takeaway? What have you learned about yourself?
To be respectful to every person that you speak, to become a better host from the voice, to be kind, to be understanding, and I learn, I believe, to see all the different lives from you, from Tina, from the German ones, from the actress and from the voice actors that speak, and I see the lives and have so many respect what they've been through, what the experience, you know, and what they tell me in the interview. Actually, someone will tell me what's happened in their life, and that is the one thing. And I learn about myself. Yeah, I will do that. I will do it for the rest of my life. Well, if I can, I will do it. Yeah, that is my feeling. Thank you for asking me. This really nice of you. Thank you so much.
Pleasure, my honor.
Yeah, Liz, and I say thank you, and I hope you like the cover. What I sent to you to email. Have you watched it?
Oh yes, I loved it. I loved that. That's a great photo. Yeah.
That is great. So have a great day. I have almost evening in Germany, and you have afternoon is by you.
It's close to noon here.
It's your time difference.
Yeah.
So, Liz, we speak to each other soon, and I will release it. I will release it so in 2-3 days the interview, and I sent you the link.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you too. Take care of you. Thank you for sharing me all this. It was an honor to speak with you, and I wish we do it again in 2 years or so.
Okay, you got it. You got it, Ollie.
Bye, big sister. Take care of you.
Bye. We'll be in touch.
Yeah, we'll be in touch.
Bye.